Yeah, they leaning on me. I'm trying to lean up on them.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Creative Encounter Artist Highlight. Today I have Jolene Carter here. What's going on, Jolene?
Hey, what's up? Happy to be here.
Yeah, super excited. So Jolene is a hip-hop artist, and she is actually from New York. So I did see that in her bio, and it said you're from New York. So I'm sitting here thinking, you already know how it goes. The pizza is the first thing people talk about.
Listen, it's so important to me.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could say it's like up there with faith, you know?
That's right. You know?
So what's your favorite? Okay, so you've been in Chicago for a minute now. So like, what you think? What's your thoughts?
See, I have an appreciation for deep dish pizza. You know, New York still number one spot. You know what I'm saying? Top two, and it's not number two.
Okay.
But I do have an appreciation for deep dish. I will say Illuminati's that is my spot. So I do really love Chicago deep dish. It's just not going to be number one. You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm a pizza guy, but I prefer thin crust though. You know?
Really? Okay, that's
like,
different for Chicago. That's a Chicago hot take.
Yeah, because like I don't want it to be like a pie. Like a pie is for a pie. You know, I want something like, you know, I like the crust to be, you know, just kind of just thin and, you know, so I don't know.
Right.
I should probably move to New York.
I got you. Yeah, you should. You would love it in New York. You would love New York pizza. It's in the water. That's what they say. It's in the water.
Oh, nice. That's dope. But yeah, cool. So you are a hip hop artist. So what got you into hip hop? Like, tell me a little bit of the backstory.
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, it's funny. I really didn't listen to a lot of hip hop growing up because I grew up in like Christian home, pastor parents who were like, no hip hop. You know, it was all Christian music. It was all gospel music. So I was like, I couldn't, as much as I wanted to, I could not listen to rap unless it was like that one like rap song on the one CeCe Winans song or something. You know what I mean? Like it was like the one like real portion. But I really got into rap because I started listening to Christian rap first. And so I was really in like middle school, maybe even younger. I started listening to like The Truth and Lecrae and Flame and Triple and all these guys. And I was just like, whoa, this is so dope. I didn't even know that like Christian rap was a thing. And so I actually started listening to those guys first. And it really helped me too, like not even just musically growing an appreciation for hip hop, but even the way they talked about their faith in hip hop, like it really impacted my own faith even growing up, hearing them talk about it. And so I just listened to a ton of Christian hip hop, and then I kind of just started exploring more of the hip hop genre, and I just like loved it so much. I would write bars as a kid. They weren't good, you know. I tell people, you know, I'm making good music for the past maybe like 5-6 years, but I'm making music for the past 10. You know?
Hey, the stuff you drop in now is hot. I love it.
Yeah. But it's great. So I started when I was a kid, just writing bars. And I just loved doing it. And then when I was in college is when I really got into it, because then I started performing. I would do open mics on campus, and people really dug it. And so, I started like writing rhymes to even instrumentals of like songs that were already out. So I found like a Kendrick beat and I would like write my own bars to the Kendrick beat or to the Drake beat. And then I would do them at open mics and stuff like that. And then I eventually just started making my own music. So it was really just kind of over the course of time. I was just like, I love hip hop. I love the bars. I love how clever it is. Like you have to be so lyrically clever to do hip hop. And it's just so like confident. Like rappers can just go in and just like have this confidence when they rap. And so it's just like, I could just like go for it and like fully be myself with my bars and say what I got to say. And like, that's like the culture of hip hop, is to just be so direct. And so like, you know, as Christian rappers, you know, you don't want it to be like full of yourself on the mic, but there is a confidence that you get to have in the genre that I always really appreciate.
Yeah, I love it so much. And I love how you're literally just talking. You're telling a story, you're just talking, but you're doing it in a way that's causing the listener to think and contemplate like, like you're connecting pieces of things that wouldn't even have been like in the same lane of conversation. And
Absolutely,
like, you know, this comparison, it's kind of like and then connected with this, and you're like, oh man, it is, you know, that's
right.
You know, little known fact, it was maybe 2004 or 5. I met Lecrae when he came over here to Chicago. This was when you remember his first record, Real Talk?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, this was literally right at the time when he was about to drop that full album. And he just kind of had like a little EP with like three songs on it.
Yeah. Wow.
He came and played at New Life Community Church, where I used to go way back in the day.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. So he assigned, so it became like my favorite verse because he had a shirt that said X 2024. for my life is worth nothing unless I use it to do the work assigned to me by the Lord Jesus Christ, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was like my verse after seeing him, and then he like signed our CDs, and he even told us, he said, hey, he said, I don't even care. He said, make sure you get people to cop this album. I'm more so concerned about souls being saved more than like, you know, trying to sell whatever. So he was literally saying like, burn it, get it out to people. So it was just that was my first experience too with like the you know, the Christian hip hop and stuff.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Lecrae's just done so much for not just the Christian hip hop in general, but just the hip hop culture and like his whole journey. I've listened to him for so long. It's been really cool to kind of see his journey and see like how much he's grown and how much impact his music has had. It's really inspirational.
It really is. It's crazy. So going back to college, you were saying that, you know, you started performing a little bit more in college and everything. Where did you go?
Yeah, so I perform mostly on campus. So there'll be open mics on campus. My campus ministry, actually, Chi Alpha, we would do open mics. And we would open it up really to anybody. So it was cool. We had people who weren't even Christians coming and just like performing and stuff. And so that's really how I started, just kind of like performing on, you know, little coffee shops on campus or like, you know, all little lounges, things like that. So it was really cool to be able to connect. I was also in the audio tech program on campus. And so I got to connect with some other musicians and engineers and people who were recording. And so we would write and record stuff together on campus as well. So that's kind of how I started. It was just like, I show up to an open mic, I like play a Drake beat and I just go.
I love it. I love it. And then which school did you go to? I
went to American University in Washington, D.C.
Oh, which one?
American University.
American University?
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. American University.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I was like, which one? I'm like, yeah, the American
Right.
University.
I'm like, we're in America with you.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I never heard of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I studied film there. So I did film and audio technology.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, man. So we gotta have a whole nother conversation outside of this.
Right.
Just mention that.
That's right.
That's exciting. So just so you guys can know, everyone who's watching this, so Jolene and I, we actually are part of the same campus ministry. So I went to UIC and I was with Chi Alpha Campus Ministry. The best. I'm not gonna say that, but it's the best. I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, so we're both on Chi Alpha, and that's how her and I connected. And also, you know, as you guys know, I'm a musician, and Jolene, she's an artist, a hip hop artist, so she has bars and everything, but she also is a musician too. So on the music tip, Jolene, let them know a little bit about what got you into music and everything in general.
Yeah, so music also goes pretty far back for me. I mean, you want to go all the way to the start. Like my parents signed me up for piano lessons and I was like 6 or something, right?
Wow.
But for me, what was really like the difference is for a long time, it's like as a kid, music was just like a school subject. You know, it's like, I got to go to piano lessons, got to practice my scales, like whatever. And I think around the time when I was maybe like 11 or 12, there was this shift where I realized that music was an art form and that music was an avenue for like artists to express themselves. And I didn't realize that before. And I was like, oh, wow. And I remember even listening to artists like Alicia Keys and I listened to her songs and be like, wow, she's like talking about her life and like all these emotions and feeling that she's just like expressing herself through her music. And I was like, I want to be able to do that. And so that was a big shift for me where I started writing more music and really treating it as an avenue for me to express myself instead of just like a skill to be learned. So then I started picking up other instruments. I was already playing piano. I started picking up guitar. I picked up drums and then I started writing lyrics and also learning how to record music. Now, you know, at this point I'm like 13, 14. So I'm using like the free Audacity program and like my mom's like mic that she used for Rosetta Stone and I'm like trying to record on the computer. So that's kind of how I started. But I realized I was like, wow, like I can make music as a way to express myself and a way to talk about the things that are important to me. And to me, that was like the main avenue that I do that. I think even now, that's like the primary way I make music. I have one lyric, one of my songs where I say like, I write bars because I have to, because that's just like how I express myself. And if other people like it, that's, you know, an added bonus. But for me, it's like, this is how I get what's inside of me outside, you know?
I love it, man. That's so cool. So on your tracks, I know you have music out currently. You're working on some future work, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah,
you currently do have music out on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you get your music, I'm up there.
Okay, cool. So on those tracks, are you playing any instruments too? in addition to?
Yeah, so I do a little bit of a mixture. So I record using, I mean, I've been trained in Pro Tools. So I do a little bit of like electronic instruments using MIDI and things like that. But usually if there's keys, I'm playing the keys. And if there's any like electric guitar, I'm playing electric guitar on there. So I like to do a little mix. You know, I'm using my MIDI controller and MIDI pads to make the drums, right? But then I also like to have, I really like to appreciate real instruments. Even in hip hop, I think it's just like make beats. And it's just like all electronic and it's like all kind of perfect and a little artificial sometimes. And that could be someone's style. But for me, I like to have a little bit of like a real feel to it as well.
A raw sound.
So I like there to be a couple real instruments on there, whether that's like even acoustic guitar, throwing that in there, like an acoustic guitar riff or something like that. And, you know, I always like to play keys because I was just like, I learned instruments. And so it's like, I can't do everything artificially. I have to like play real music on top of it as well. So I like mixing it together. I think it makes it really unique, gives it a unique sound, like feels like hip hop, but also has a little bit of those like R&B undertones and you really get into the instrumentation. So that's kind of like my thing.
I love it. That's so cool. I love that hybrid too, because, you know, I have people always tell them like, oh, I have a recording studio if you want to work on your stuff. And, oh, you make beats? You make beats? That's like the first thing a lot of people say. I'm like, more so for me, like I've set up live instruments. I love the drums are over here, the piano's over there. I love to have all of that, you know, on these tracks. Just because I like the emotion and the soul aspect.
For sure.
In it when you are actually playing it, because it's actually coming from someone being like, oh, this is what I was feeling when I, you know, did that riff.
Yeah, and for me, a lot of my songwriting too starts with me in an instrument. Like sometimes even if it turns into like a rap song, like it probably started with me sitting with an acoustic guitar, you know, or it started with me like just playing something on the piano, and then it kind of, you know, I add other instruments, but they often start with like a live instrument. That's how I really write. So I like to have that shine through a little bit in the finished product.
That's so cool. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Now, so from New York to Washington, D.C. to Chicago. So I thought you went to a school in Chicago, but what brought you over here to Chicago?
Yeah, so I've been working with the Chi Alpha here in Chicago. Born and raised in New York, went to D.C. For school, and then I came to Chicago to work with Chicago Chi Alpha here.
Very nice. That's so cool. Yeah. How long have you been here?
I've been here not long at all. I've only been here since last summer, so like since like last July.
What? It's 2020 or 2021?
2021.
No way. Well, I feel like we know each other for like 5 years now.
Right? Exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I love Chicago. It's been great.
Yeah, wow. So we connected. It was like was it September, October?
Yeah, I think it was like October. Yeah,
around October.
Like that.
Wow, that's crazy. Time flies, but it feels like we just...
I know, doesn't it?
We just homies. Like, I mean, I was kicking it with your parents the other day. I'm just kidding.
That's right. You know my whole family. He coming to
exactly. They upstairs right now?
That's right.
Hilarious. Man, that's so cool. But yeah, so I want to hear some of your stuff. So you're going to be performing at the next Creative Encounter. Let me let them know real quick. Right. So the next Creative Encounter, guys, is going to be Saturday, April 2nd, 2022. I want to make sure we know where we're at. But Saturday, April 2nd, it's going to be 6:30 p.m. in Berwyn, Illinois at the Night Light Cafe. And Jolene is going to be performing. It's going to be amazing. Right. I want to see if you want to give us a little something right now, just kind of let us know, you know, what you're about.
Yeah, something I'll do. This isn't even an official release song, but I'll just do some bars. I've been trying to do more bars on even like Instagram Reels and stuff. So this is one that I did a little while back. So I'll do an acapella. You can tell someone can really rap if they can do it without a beat. That's how I feel. Like, you don't sound good without the beat, then like you can't rap. You know what I mean? Unless you're doing trap, then you can do whatever you want. So all right, here we go. It's complicated. Scrolling through Instagram and got me jaded. I'm waiting for the day when I can say, Mama, I made it. Matter of fact, tell my grandma too. She been rocking through every single little thing I've ever tried to do. But I'm not trying to move conspicuously because I'm so rooted, so I gotta move meticulously. So now I'm praying that my Jesus got some tricks up his sleeve. But he be looking from heaven like only trick here is me. Well, guess I better get to moving, get to shaking, huh? Because I got a couple rules I plan on breaking, huh? And if you're thinking I'm going to lose, you're mistaken because I already won. God's already been my plug.
Hold on, I muted myself because I want to hear it. Oh, that was dope. Man. I love it, man. That sounds so good. And then myself, I'm sitting here like, well, let me go ahead and get the drums. Let me get up there.
That's right. Listen, we gotta get in the studio. We gotta make it happen.
For real, you start hearing it, man. That sounds awesome. I love it. So you were just wait. So is that written or was that freestyle or like?
That was like a little like I would call it like these kind of bars that just like live in my brain, if that makes sense. Like they're not in a song yet. They're not like something that I have written now, but they're like these bars that I'm like, oh, that's good. And they just kind of like live in my brain until they fit into a song.
So dope. I love it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you working on a future EP.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Do you have like a title, or do you want to not say that quite yet?
Well, I'm not ready to musicality. I do have a working title.
Okay, cool.
Not ready to put it out just yet, but it is coming soon. Yeah. It's really also the culmination of like music I've been working on for even like multiple years now. Because the music I have out now is kind of like individual singles, which have been great. But I'm really looking forward to putting together a project where I can tell a story and really let people know, like, if you want to know me, like, listen to this. And so it's like the culmination of things that were. Some of the songs were things that were true when I wrote it 2 years ago. Some are things that are true now. Some of them are looking toward the future. But I'm really excited to kind of make a project that's like, okay, this is who I am. Let me think about myself, what goes on in my head, and about just like what I want to offer. So I'm really excited to put it together and just release it to the world.
Yeah, I love it. And it's cool because it's just it's putting together different seasons of life. So and it's just even as you're listening to it, it develops this story, because that's essentially what life is. So
yeah, absolutely.
Back here to where I'm at, and then where we're going. That's so cool. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all. So how do we find you on social media, online with your music? Like, what are the?
Yeah, absolutely. Follow me on Instagram at Created by Jolene. That's where all of my art goes. So whenever I have new music, it goes there. And even when I'm working on video and photo stuff, like I like to put on there. I work in a lot of different artistic fields, so I like to just put it all out to the world. So definitely follow me there. And then my music is streaming wherever you get your music. So iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Google Play, everywhere but LimeWire, basically. But yeah, Jolene Carter on all platforms. Just look me up and you'll find all my music there.
Love it. Super excited. Hey, man, it's going to be a fun one. I hope you guys make it out on April 2nd to Creative Encounter. Jolene will be leading the night, and it's going to be an amazing time. So
it's going to be a party.
And Jolene, thank you so much for connecting. I'm super excited.
Of course. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see you.
At the end of the day, get on my knees and I pray. Oh, Jesus Christ, please. And I swear that I heard him say,